coming back to UH, now you're actually a graduate assistant. What was your specialty in your grad program at UH?
So I took the most difficult path.
Got it.
As a GA, because everyone as a GA strength coach there pretty much does a KRS masters, a kinesiology, right?
Yep.
My thinking was, okay, I know all of these professors because I did the bachelor's there.
Yeah.
Maybe it was cocky or something, but I was like, I'm pretty sure I know what they're gonna teach me. So I was like, how can I expand my career, or how can I learn more about just the world in general? So I was more curious than anything.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go and try and see if I can get an MBA.
Got it.
So I did an MBA while I was a strength and conditioning coach, which is I don't recommend to anyone. Because
isn't the Scheidler MBA program evening classes?
It is. Yeah, so it kind of worked out good. So in theory, that made sense because I can work in the daytime, school in the evening. But I forgot all the extra work that goes on for one, be strength and conditioning coach, two, get an MBA, and all the work that's extra. So I don't even know if I was working cognitively at a good level because I was just like constantly stressed about my coworkers.
Oh, that's so interesting. Yeah. So, well, I think your MBA is a very versatile degree, and it will help you in more ways than none. And I can kind of relate to this. Not that I went through an MBA program, but I am a Schuyler College of Business graduate for my undergrad. And people are like, how did you end up here? But they have a good program. I don't know what the MBA program was like when you were there, but I think even that aspect, again, you're going so far out of your comfort zone, right? That's not strength and conditioning related, but you probably learn a lot of skills that you even can apply today with how you're trying to observe, how you're trying to communicate to these athletes, all of these other things, or even put yourself out there professionally, right? So I think even though it was really hard, again, I commend you for it. And I think you wouldn't have gone another way, now that it's all said and done, because it is providing some value to your career. So after that, so that was 2 years, right? That you were at UH.
That was 2 years. Yeah.
2 years. Okay. So you finished all of that. Talk a little bit about some of the big things you learned as a graduate assistant.
The best thing I would say about, for one, as a coach, being a GA at UH, you get to be the strength coach like that. You get to be completely in charge of your teams. Tommy gives you that control over it, which is great because that's not the case everywhere. At other schools sometimes, but usually you're like shadow, or you'll be kind of like the second in command to whatever teams you're assigned. But you get fully immersed in it. So if you, at the time I had women's swimming and women's tennis and women's golf, track and cross country. So you fully get the experience of what the actual job is going to be like when you become full-time, if you become full-time. So that was one of the best things, was that yes, it's very difficult, it's very stressful, you're not prepared for it even if you think you are. Especially having multiple teams, you can never cover all your bases even if you want to, but it teaches you the management part. It teaches you to be efficient with your time, and rely on other people as well. Like you have a staff around you that can help you and teach you, right? That's the biggest thing for me as a coach and as a GA. And also just you get to kind of experience what the kids are experiencing as well, right? You're going to school too. So you understand like why sometimes people come into the weight room, or sometimes people come into conditioning and they don't look like themselves and they're stressed, and like you can think about like, okay, I want to grill this person because their energy sucks. But if you can relate to them a little bit, you can talk to them after that, right? Like, hey, what's going on? Why are you acting this way? What's happening with you? And then it builds a relationship as well. So you're like aware of what they're actually going through, and it helps your relationship with them. So it's double.
No, I think that's true, because as Tommy mentioned too, right? And we all know UH, we don't have the luxury of having as many strength and conditioning coaches on staff, right? So then the GAs play a very big role. They have a lot of responsibility. And I think that helps you guys more than you realize in the moment, right? Because you're juggling all of these things, school, but also managing these teams like a full-time staff member. And, it's kind of your learning experience too, to go through all of that by yourself, right? Of course, there's support, but then you get a lot of leeway for what you can and, what you're overseeing, right? So I think that's a great experience for a lot of GAs, right? If they're part of not a big time program, but you're still part of a Division 1 program, I think that's a huge asset for you.